You see, before we find a solution, it's very important for us to analyze the problem. I think it all begins and ends with leadership, and I mentioned it a few moments ago that the fish rots right from the head. It all goes back to governance. It all goes back to the political will by freedom. As we stand right now, the Inspector General of Government, the IGG, Kyagulanyi mentioned some time ago that the big fish in corruption are always pursued and they hide behind the president. We are in a country where the head of state is the chief priest of corruption. You have seen scandal after scandal, and all the culprits of corruption are protected by the head of state. You saw Anita Among, the current Speaker of Parliament, sanctioned internationally because of corruption, but being protected by the head of state. Just a few days ago, the person that the court actually said had a case to answer on corruption, a minister called Lugorovi, who was cleared. Meanwhile, on the same day, other people were being arrested. There was allegations around Parliament, allegations of corruption, and the leader of opposition, who happens to be in presence today, wrote to the IGG to investigate those cases, and the IGG went on it. You have seen scandal after scandal in Parliament, 40 million bribe, 50 million bribe, 100 million bribe, all in exchange for the passing of classified money to be used by General Museveni, etc., etc. We have demonstrated our stand on corruption with the little power that we have, and we indeed continue to commit to Ugandans that as president, I will lead by example. When the president fights corruption, when the president observes zero tolerance to corruption, it goes down to the ministers, goes down to the permanent secretaries, and all the way down to all government officials. Our commitment will be zero tolerance to corruption. We've demonstrated that, and we will ensure that anybody that puts their hand in public money, the hand will not come out there, but the neck will go there as well. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Robert Kyagulanyi. Nana, if you were to become president,
I think my only concern is that it's not being sold well. I think we need to sell that dream. It needs to be sold a little bit more. I also want to say that tourism, the reason why they say tourism is Uganda's or lowest hanging fruit is because of the potential we have. The great weather, the mountains, the lakes, the rivers, the people, the culture. It's just so long. And the tourism this year earned the whole world about $10 trillion. But if you just remove the $10 trillion and put on the side and go just for sports tourism is one of the fastest growing sectors. And Uganda is extremely very talented. It's just that a lot of them don't have the opportunity. This year, sports tourism earned $800 billion across the world. By 2032, it will be earning $2.2 trillion just by doing sports.
Amos Wekesa, in the words of the incumbent, therefore,
one of our biggest challenges as a country is that Uganda is not a brand. Every Ugandan must talk about this brand called Uganda. We're going to put the shelves out there. I would like to hear from the candidates what type of brand Uganda will be, because right now it's a brand which is partly majorly not known. If it's known, it's not known for the good things. What kind of positive brand can you guys put on the shelves in the world?
All right, thank you so much, Amos Wekesa. We also do have Yvonne Mpambara that is on the floor this evening, and she too has reactions. Yvonne? Our online audience, please keep those questions coming. We're going to be turning to them a little bit later on Facebook, on X, as well as TikTok. We're also streaming live on our websites, NTV Uganda, as well as Daily Monitor. Yvonne?
Thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm glad that NTV
has put a very spirited fight for us to be able to be at this debate. It's very unfortunate that we have three candidates that have shied away or cowered away, that's what I would call it, because it's very key for majority of our presidential candidates to come here and put a spirited fight in terms of what they feel is the vision for Uganda. So I appreciate the candidates that have made that deliberate choice to be here, and Uganda does not take it for granted. So we see you. Thank you. It's becoming very, I would call it problematic from the kind of generations we come from, that, you know, the voter apathy in Uganda has gone high because Ugandans no longer believe in the systems, not even elections. They don't believe in elections anymore. I feel that is one of the biggest problems, because we're going to sit on these platforms and talk and give the visions. Alternatively, majority of you have very good visions for this country, but we don't want to lie that Ugandans might not be listening because they've given up. What is the vision to make Ugandans believe again? Past just the normal words we put out, past the manifestos. Sometimes we are too lazy to read these things. I don't want to lie to you. So we don't see the vision from those booklets. We don't see what do we do to bring the hope back to Ugandans, that Uganda can transform and become a better country where all systems work, where we believe in the kind of leaders we're putting in place, where we are sure that we are all included. I'm seeing so many men seated in front of us. What makes you think that the voices of women are included in the discussions you're having? These are tough questions, because we feel as good leaders, if you're going to cover for majority of the population, what is your fight? Is this largely about competition just for presidential, or you have an actual voice for saying we want all Ugandans included?
Thank you so much, Yvonne. I believe the candidates, you've gotten her point. Priva, I do believe you also do have a reaction for us in the house. To our audience on KFM and Dembe FM, will also be coming to you. Equally, those of you that are streaming live on YouTube will be with you shortly. Priva.
Ms. Kasiri, Evelyn Kent, talk to us. What do you have to ask?
Thank you so much. My Evelyn Kent Kasiri, candidate to Manempi Kampala, under need flag bearer. My question goes to Nadala Mafabi. In considering the high living costs in Kampala, what plan would you have, it being a city, to help Kampala people have a better life? And the second question is, at what point in time did you make up your mind to use money in your pocket as your slogan, considering we had presidential candidates, and need presidential candidate, Joseph Kabuleta, who has been using the same slogan since the 2020 elections, and assuming he had been nominated, would the two of you still have carried the same slogan? Thank you.
SCAV has had with Uganda Police and other related security agencies. It's quite unfortunate because previously, especially people from the security sector have been telling us that Ugandans were telling them that elections are boring because there are no violent confrontations between political camps and the security people. But they were not pointing at which Ugandans were saying that. To me, I took it to be that it was from their mouth. And so, as we have progressed, we have seen that boredom go away.
Your question being?
But also, the question is, Mr. Kyagulanyi, when you are in Kawempe, there is a video attributed to you telling your supporters that in Uganda, kati muri bayekera, mutambule mudeo wakanga bayekera, bimutuka mukore ebikorwa ebyekiyekera.
Alright.
Which means in English that you have told your supporters that you are rebels. As you go home, behave like rebels. When you reach home, act as rebels. Is that Are those statements truly yours? And if true, what actually did you mean? Because we got different interpretations.
All right, thank you so
of
much.
those statements.
You know, politicians speak a lot, so gentlemen, this is my floor. I will have you continue that debate somewhere else, but your point has been duly received by the candidate that you're referring to. All right, Anwar Katamba, talk to me.
Oluzungu ennaku zino lwafuna ebigambo bingi njagala y'abooluganda balina ebigambo ebitonotono kubanga obudde butambudde waliwo enapisa erinnya njagala nnyo ebyokumpaanawaana
byonna bikole naye the man John Ken Ruchamuzi
neyanzanira NTV kino kyemukoze kiringa nasenyenyi kyeyakola mu Amerika. Nze Kivumbi Ernest Benjamin njagala okubuuza ekibuuzo bakandideti baffe just buli omu ayogere yes or no. Eggwanga lyaffe teribaddeewo na transition yonna eri peaceful emyaka gyonna. Singa omu ku mmwe akwata obuyinza mugenda kusonyiwa President Museveni ne famire ye ku lw'obulungi bw'eggwanga oba mugenda kumusiba?
kale toyanza nnyo toyanzire kanfuneyo ekiri mu mbeera ey'abannamawulire.
All right, let's keep questions short and sweet and straight to the point. Let's hear from you.
Amannya nze muwaddanku nyingi ndi mubaka wa Parliament ow'Ekyaddondo. Njagala okubuuza candidate Mugisha Muntu, Amabirizi, candidate Nandala, n'ono yagambye okwogera mu Luganda, candidate Bulira Frank. From the trend eri mu mawulire ne campaign nga ziba zitambula kiraga nti Bannayuganda abangi bajumbidde nnyo campaign rallies eza presidential candidate Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert. Submission zammwe nammwe mubulikise nga abataagala Mwai Museveni. Kikyali mbudde okwegatta emabega wa candidate Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert. Musobola okwekomitinga kati mukirowoozaako nteekateeka zammwe ki bwe tuba nga twagala okwediza obuyinza nga Bannayuganda. Ndowooza njagala okulya tteeka yammwe ku kwegatta emabega wa candidate Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert alabise nga
Honorable Muwadda. Anwar Katamba lindako. Anwar Katamba anoonyeza omwami John Ken Ruchamuzi. Then Privan noonyeza omwami gwe bayita Johnson Mayamba. Those will be the two questions we'll take on the floor. Then we will allow our candidates to respond to each one of them. Thereafter, we'll go to our online audience and also give them a chance to interact with their candidate. Presidential debate rests to 2026 elections.
Thank you very much. My name is John Ken Ruchamuzi, the man. First of all, I would like to thank the NTV establishment for this wonderful organization of a debate of this magnitude. I'm making a comment from an intellectual viewpoint with reference to two presidential candidates, namely Owekitiibwa Mabirizi and Owekitiibwa Bulira. You have made a significant point with reference to your comments on federalism. One of the reasons why Uganda should go in for federal system of government is related to the gross mismanagement of Uganda today. Government is in shambles. If we don't pray very hard, even military takeover could come in. So when the regions share powers.
Honorable ekibuuzo kye kiriwa?
Yeah, no, I'm making a comment.
No, oh, you're making a comment?
Yes.
Okay.
When the regions share security powers with the center, and well knowing that Article 1 of the Constitution says power belongs to the people. The people, by sharing that power on security, will reduce the gross expenditure we are giving to President Museveni and his family. A lot of money we are paying all is directed to security. Will insecurity not end? Shall we keep on being...
Thank you so much, Honorable. That's a question,
So,
the comment for all of us.
The regions need that power because under the federal system of government, power checks power. Power from the region checks the state house, for example. But the district has no capacity to check a state house on corruption. I hope you understand.
Thank you,
Thank you so much.
Prof. Johnson.
Well, we're always open to discussions as Alliance for National Transformation, but we've also had experiences in the politics of this country. It depends on the basis on which one would make the conclusions that the country has made a decision. Because I've been a party called the Forum for Democratic Change, and I know that in 2011, 2016, we generated crowds that I have not yet seen in this country. Unfortunately, we didn't take power. So I always know, and I've always spoken out, it's not something that I hide, that winning is one thing, taking power is another. You have to have two different strategies for both. So if we are to sit and agree on the strategies for both, rearrangements could be made. I have no problem with that. Thank you. I think Yvonne talked about the raising of hope. I think all Ugandans really want to see a better future, need to invest in the raising of hope. And there are many Ugandans, men and women, who have got spheres of influence through which they can raise that hope in the people who are around them. We can't stop speaking. We're in a dark period, there's no doubt about that. But in every dark cloud, as you say, there's always a silver lining. So every Ugandan who recognizes that anything that loses hope starts dying must participate in that. You can't just leave it on the candidates. We must keep on sustaining the hope within our people, because if there is absolute loss of hope, like I noticed when we go up country, then the future will really be very, very bleak. Do everything humanly possible to talk to people, to tell them that things always change. There is always a turning point. Even us, we will get that turning point, but we all must focus to a future that is better than what we're experiencing and work, invest into it. There's no way a better future is going to fall like rain, which unfortunately seems to be what most people hope or expect that is going to happen, that you leave it to just 8 people roving wherever they can. No, 7, not 8. 7 is already, different categories. One want to throw out of power. So the 7 of us, you can't say we are the one, we can't be the ones who raise hope. There are many more Ugandans who can discuss these issues on the dining table, in the taxis, in the borders, wherever they are. Because hope is what sustains us as the people. The moment you lose hope, you start dying. Wakesa, Amos, thank you for recognizing our understanding of what the potential for tourism is, because I can't even understand why anybody who seriously looks at growing an economy cannot look at tourism as one of the focal areas for investment. Uganda will not even tap beyond 30% of the potential that we do have. If we had time, we would go into details in regard to that. And well, the colleague from Wenty, it's unfortunate that you asked that question. You know how this regime manipulates information, manipulates people. So we stand with Honorable Kyagulanyi in all the things he's doing. It's unfortunate that the security services are really focused on breaking the crowds which they do have, which they used to do to our candidate in FDC when we were there. They have a way of trying to do things in such a way that they cause clashes within the opposition forces. We will not allow that. Even when we are separate, even when we are running different campaigns, we will stand together against the tyranny of the regime.
All right, thank you so much. The rules of engagement still remain the same. Each candidate has 4 minutes to respond to all the questions from the floor. We'll go to the next candidate, Frank Bulira.
Where it is. But what you should know, Honorable, is that this struggle started way back from the Kairas, the Dr. Semogere. Dr. Semogere in 1996 had the biggest crowd, which we have not seen. Hajira Jege Sebagala had a crowd, a 1 million march. He didn't even smell at presidency. Retired Colonel Dr. Kiza Besigye. Go and look at the footage of the rallies Dr. Semogere had. I mean Dr. Kiza Besigye had. Dr. Besigye has not delivered us to Canaan. It's unfortunate. The crowds are important, but it has to be a guided crowd with a focus, as Genomuntu said. That is the reason as to why Dr. Kyagulanyi was not staying in Uganda, and he was feared more than the people who are sleeping here in Wakiso, because Mr. Museveni knows he will contain them at the end of the day. They are not even focusing at presidency. We are looking at removing Mr. Museveni. In fact, I would be the person, Honorable Kyagulanyi would rather behind. I don't want Ugandans to be disappointed again, and at the end, they tell you, I'm the solution to this country. Don't expect me to tell you, we have all the plans from A to Z. I inherited Dr. Kyagulanyi politically. I have all the contacts and the networks. That is the reason as to why my campaign has started late. Many people have been asking why I have not been campaigning. It's not deliberate. My accounts were frozen. All our funders were intimidated. Mr. Museveni called Sheikh Maktoum, the king of Dubai, and told him, unless you are opening up UAE and Uganda, don't support this guy of Dr. Kyagulanyi, because he knows Dr. Kyagulanyi has investments in UAE. President Hakainde Hichilema of Zambia was intimidated. My container of T-shirts from China was confiscated.
Candidate Frank Bulira, the good news
they should all come behind me. I'm the only person to redeem this country.
Thank you very much. And the good news is that you're seated next to the man himself, Robert Kyagulanyi Sentamu. What say you to the responses that have been presented on the floor this evening?
My response would be thank you very much, Mildred. I feel at loss because as a present victim of security, I did not get opportunity to be asked for a comment about security, and as a way of blocking and bridging, you would allow me just to wrap very quickly my comment on security. And it all goes back to state capture, because that is the problem. Every institution of state is captured, including the military. And unfortunately, it's the military that is being used to capture the rest of Ugandans. The question of the military was settled way back in 1995 when the current constitution was promulgated. And Article 208 of the current constitution is to the effect that the UPDF shall be non-partisan, the UPDF shall be national in character, and the UPDF shall be subordinate to civilian authority. Unfortunately, that law is nothing more than the paper on which it's written. Now, the UPDF is reduced to a tool of oppression. It has been said before that there are no bad soldiers, there are only bad commanders. And the statement is true with the UPDF, because now you will notice that the problem begins with the appointments. The appointments are done according to relationship, and sadly, according to DNA. You have seen police officers, military officers coming out to make political statements against the law, and nothing happens. You saw Brigadier Kodo Kidi, you have seen General Museveni's son making political statements, and nothing has happened, and the list is endless. Our plan for the military, first and foremost, because they are desperate as well, they need to be paid right in order for the right thing to be demanded of them. And we've made it clear as a national unity platform that we shall ensure that our men and women in uniform, both in the UPDF and police, are well paid, And there will be demanded to respect the people of Uganda. There should be a strict code of conduct. Recruitment and promotion shall be done on merit. And also, it's very, very important for me, on behalf of the National Unity Platform, to commit that while I'm president, I will never, ever use the military or the police to play politics. Now, having made that comment, allow me very quickly to respond to the questions I heard from Makeza, and I appreciate your efforts and your contribution to the tourism industry. But we must understand that it all begins and ends with governance. Just go to Google and type in Uganda. Imagine you're outside Uganda and type in Uganda. You'll see what it brings to you. Will that be a reason for you to tour Uganda? So it is not us to create an image or a brand of Uganda. The brand of Uganda is being messed by those that are in power, and it is upon us to remove them from power so that we can present a good brand. Uganda is one of the most beautiful countries in the world, and our tourism potential is robust, but it is being messed by those that are in power, because what matters to them is not what the country gets. The main occupation of the state in Uganda is regime survival, not serving the country, not developing the country, not developing any sector. My brother from ANT mentioned that I said, yes, I said that. I've said it many times. I'm saying it right now. I'm a rebel, but I'm a legitimate rebel. You've seen the president of the Uganda Law Society calling himself a legal rebel. I'm a legitimate rebel. I'm just like the Museveni of the 1980s, only that we are non-violent. That's the difference. Okay. We are within the law, we are non-violent, but we are able to operate like rebels.
Allow me to just stick to what you were talking about.
Yes, please.
There's a question here from Mr. Chigongo, and he's asking, what are your plans towards bolstering multilateralism as well as bilateral relations?
Present yourselves as Ugandans. Let us present Uganda on the same moral standard with our country, with other countries. We want to relate with Kenya. Kenya has a semblance of democracy. We want to relate with democracies, but we are bringing dictatorship to them. Let us level up. Let us have the moral standard. Let us be on the same moral standard with other countries, and we are going to be respected. Now we are not respected, we are only feared.
Okay, thank you very much.
And, you did not allow me to...
I'll be returning to you shortly. Just you can hold that one. I'll be coming back.
This generation, to unite this generation, to uplift this generation, to stop tribalism, to unite the country. And with your support, with your endorsement, I am sure we can all change Uganda. I've said it before and I say it again. I don't present myself as the most capable, or the most educated, or the oldest, or the most experienced, but the most committed to lead this generation out of slavery. When you vote for me, when you vote for the National Unity Platform, you'll be voting to end 40 years of dictatorship. You will be voting for servant leadership. I present myself not as a boss, but as a servant. And most importantly, we as a nation will be able to march forward together. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, please remember that we have an opportunity to redefine our history, an opportunity to start over again. This opportunity is coming on the 15th of January to end the hate, to end the historical injustices, to end tribalism, and to rebuild our country. I am sure Ugandans, especially the young ones, love each other. They want to live together, but they are stuck in the past. It is our opportunity to unchain and unhinge and move forward. Therefore, I call upon all of you to vote for me. Yes, I have the highest respect for all these contenders right here, but I'm the best choice. The people of Uganda have shown it to you. It is only a pretender that will not agree that the person elected to be president of Uganda in 2021 was Kyagulanyi Robert. The people of Uganda have consistently shown it to you, from the north to the south, from the east to the west. None of the candidates can win me in an election, even in their own backyard. Therefore, I might fail to convince them to join the winning team. But you, the people of Uganda, have always taken a lead. You have led us. Please lead us. Let us liberate our country, and forever we shall end this slavery. I thank you for God and my country.
All right. Let's have order in the room. We do have other candidates that are worthy of their time. And now turning to candidate Nandela Mafabine.